Hello, me hearties. A very good evening to you and Dinky-Doo. It's just me, Scottie McCLUE. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 9 o'clock on Saturday night. Of course, nothing gets past me. And we've got 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment for not just one nation, but for all the nations of the world. How good is that? Come and join me, of course, as soon as you possibly can, and let's hear your chat. Tell me where you're from. That's always very important as well. And a very warm welcome both onto the TikTok and to the YouTube channel. We'll just say good evening to all our beautiful YouTubers and all our wonderful TikTokers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I say good evening. That's what it's all about. There we are. I'll just send a good evening. So you'll get that there. Good evening. Have you noticed sometimes when you're typing, you can make a wee spelling mistake just with the predictive text where you don't actually make it. I think somebody else makes the mistake. Hi, Scotty, says Susan. Hi, Susan. How lovely to have you with us. And a big Dinky-Doo, of course, on the YouTube channel. Good evening to you, Scotty, says John. John, tell us where you're from. Hickey says, Scotty, my ma says hi and said, you're fit. Oh, your ma is very, very kind, I thank you. Phone's on, my lord, says Francis. They will be on very shortly, Francis. I don't like to put them on right away, otherwise we don't get a chance to do a wee introduction. Hey, Scotty, I hope you're well, my man. DJ Yogi, I gave you 100 likes. Well, I can see I've now got 105 likes. Thank you so much to me and Dinky-Doo. Now then, hello, Kareem. Excellent stuff. Kareem's just joined us, and Megan has joined us as well on the YouTube. That is just fantastic. Will the SNP get shafted in the 2024 election by Labour? I don't think so, because the people of Scotland ostensibly want independence, but they don't want it. They don't want a republic. That's the first thing. And Labour, of course, were kicked into the long grass because they failed to back independence. And really, I would think that Labour are effectively just another cheek of the same face. So I don't think you'll be getting any of the old left wing. Labour's best hope was Jeremy Corbyn. And whether or not you're a Labour man, Jeremy Corbyn was an exceptional candidate. And of course, they clobbered him. So there you are, you see, that's what they do. Now then, how are we doing, Dinky-Doo, every day? Tell me where you're watching from and make sure you follow right away. Very important. We've got so much to discuss. I was appalled at the singing of the Celtic supporters at the Old Firm match, anti the King and anti-coronation. Now, this is a new thing. I don't know what's behind that. Dinky-Doo, blood reply. I'm replying, blood. Dinky-Doo, there's Simmy going, not my king. Now, Simmy, we've one or two idiots been doing this not my king thing. What is the problem? We live in a democracy in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. We have a monarchy, and the monarchy's function is as the curator and custodian of the crown. So everybody who wants to live in the UK should be supporting the crown. And Dinky-Doo, I say to you, from East Kilbride, Dinky-Doo, there's somebody calling themselves Celtic. Don't be rude, Celtic. We live in a democracy, unelected monarchy. No, you haven't been looking at the videos. This is where we get the thickness of some people. We elected, listen, don't be putting all that rubbish there. Eamon, for goodness sake, grow up, or we'll have to get rid of you coming out with all that old claptrap. Long, long, long times gone. That guy's actually dead. So there we go. Guys, we're just sorting out Eamon here. And we might have to give him a lifetime ban if he can't behave himself. And we'll mute him just now. See if he behaves himself. Right, off to the telephones, and we'll see what's happening here. I have a call coming in. There's a call coming in. That's it. Right, good evening. You're live at Scottish Phone In.
Tom again, Scotty, from a couple of weeks ago there.
Tom, what a wonderful call. Did you see I lifted it off and made a separate video?
I did, I've seen that, Scotty, yep.
Because I was really rather chuffed at the quality of your call.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Scotty. I appreciate it.
Now then, sir, what's happening now? Tom, tell me this. You're from Northern Ireland. Now, I'm not going to pry, but you have heard a fair bit of for this and against that in your time.
I sure have.
You certainly will have. You know, I mean, bless you, beautiful people over there. Bless you, beautiful people, I say. Now, you know, we had the King, and we had one of the football teams, a Scottish football team. The reporters, their supporters were singing anti-monarchy songs. Now, the thing is, Tom, as far as I'm concerned, we have the crown. That's our symbol of authority. And Scotland is talking about independence now. I'm not against that at all, but under the crown, because you can split the parliaments. You don't want to split the crown. So that's what we've got. Now,
it's been under the crown for a very, very long time, Scotty, as you well know.
Yes. Now, how does all that sit with you, Tom? And feel free to speak up, you know.
I don't really know too much about that story, Scotty, but anti-monarchy songs, what was that, Rangers or Celtic or something?
It was Celtic. It was Celtic singing, you know, and I thought, why are they doing this? Because, you know, you don't want to bite the hand that feeds you.
Now, when you're saying anti-monarchy songs, is that like bad-mouthing the king type thing?
Well, they were bad-mouthing the coronation, actually, so effectively the king now, in other countries where they don't have a democracy, you know, these people would just have been rounded up and taken away.
Well, see, to be honest with you, if they're not interested in the coronation and, you know, the monarchy and all that, and if they don't like it, I believe, you know, they should just keep it to themselves and not announce it all over the United Kingdom.
Yes, and it's also nothing to do with football. You know, it's nothing to do with football. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
See, there's a guy there saying, I don't care about the monarchy. Why should I? Now, he only should because they're keeping him there in charge of the country he wants to stay in. He doesn't have to care too much about it. You know what I mean? And there's so many myths. Here's another one. It costs millions. Doesn't cost anything. Costs us the price of a packet of crisps, Tom.
When you work it all out, Scotty, I mean, sure. How much did it cost, the coronation?
The coronation was 100 million apparently. Now, Brexit was 250 billion, and we got no return on that at all.
Sorry, how much did you say it was?
100 million, and they'll have had that back from television rights and stuff.
Well, the population of the UK is about 70 million, so when you work it out, what, it's about 130?
Yeah, that's it. There you go. You're just over a quid each, you know.
And, you know, if people enjoy it, and it's only 130, you might as well make the most of it.
Oh, yes, you know and I think it gave everybody a great lift, you know, that's the thing. And then other people are going, oh, I don't actually like the man. Well, when I started getting involved in business, I remember a director, a board director, a great guy, he said to me, he said, whether or not you like the incumbent, you must respect the office. You know?
Well, if it's what's your own dialect, I mean, I wouldn't know what to say there, but you said you want, if Scotland came under independence, you would still want to be known under the crown.
Well, yes, they'd still want to have a head of state because it provides continuity and stability. I mean, first ministers come and go, you know.
Sure, that's what the Isle of Man sort of works under, isn't it?
Yes, and that works well. And I mean, I used to broadcast to the Isle of Man. It's incredible. You know, Tom, sorry, I didn't mean to take you down that road. I was just interested because you're a man of experience.
I certainly am, Scotty. Yeah.
Now then, you're enjoying the shows, though.
Say again, sir?
You're enjoying the shows.
I am indeed. I've only I only found you about 2 weeks ago, Scotty.
Wow.
I hope to be a very loyal listener.
Well, wonderful. No, listen, it's love to have you, and hands across the sea. You know, we have great banter with all of Ireland, and we have a lot of banter with the north of Ireland. And I said that if that lot don't behave themselves at Stormont, I'll just go and sit in the Parliament myself. and just read a book until people start coming in and going, what are you doing here? You're not elected. I say, oh, good, so you're turning up now.
You get a lot of callers from Northern and Free State, don't you?
And you know, Tom, I used to broadcast on a radio station in Manchester that covered the northwest of England. And I had a gentleman on one night. He was from Down. He was from County Down. And he said, I said, this is fantastic. I said, are you getting good reception? He went, Scotty, you're crystal clear. We've been listening to you every night for years.
There's a big sign in Belfast, Scotty, covering it. It's a big sign says on Ulster says you. That's what it says on it.
I love it. Absolutely. Well, we'll say hi to Ulster tonight. And Tom, thanks again for another great call.
Yeah, I'll be sure to keep in contact with you. When's your next show? This the week?
You'd better do. Yeah, we'll do each Saturday, and then we'll discuss when's the best time.
Yep.
You know,
it's been great chatting to you again.
And you, sir. Bless you. And Dinky-Doo.
All right. Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, Tom. All the best. Love to the north of Ireland. What a great call. Fantastic. There we go. Down with the crowd. Still these dafties. You're live at Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Dinky-Doo, Scotty. It's Kareem.
Hi, Kareem. How are we, lad? Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo. Yes, Scotty. I'm well. How are you?
Yes, no, great. Well, we've quite a week of it, I have to say.
Yes, it has indeed. I've seen a lot of your videos that have been posting. They've been quite clever.
Yes, yeah, you like that one, Kareem.
Yes, I quite like a lot of them. So, I've been thinking, Scotty, just to get the ball rolling, because there's a lot of people, these numpties coming on about talking about the monarchy and all with freedom and this and that. See if these people actually were that loud and complaining and actually standing up against the Conservative government, maybe things would get done within the whole
That's
UK.
right. That's right.
They're very selective.
Yes, they're slagging off the king, and the king has not really, done them any harm at all.
Yeah. Well, you look at the mismanagement. You just mentioned it there. Brexit, the amount of money that's been wasted. But in your comments just now, we're freezing, we're cold, we're hungry, we've got the money. Brilliant. You voted to be part of the UK.
Yes.
The UK voted for Brexit. So you get what you vote for.
That you get what you vote for, like you get what you pay for.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the end of the day, the monarchy is there, and I've always said this to you, Scotty, the monarchy is going nowhere.
No.
I believe, and I am very for an independent Scotland.
Yes.
I do think we would do it exceptionally.
Yes.
The monarchy.
Oh, we're losing you, Kareem. You've broken up on us. I don't know what's happened. We've lost Kareem there. Up the RA, says this guy. Yes, that's right. That's the Royal Artillery. Did you funny? I'm hooked. You're live at Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Hello, this is Crawford.
Crawford?
Crawford, yes.
Crawford.
Crawford, yes.
Crawford, lovely to hear you. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, I would like to talk about the monarchy and how you have been talking about it recently on your phone-ins and on your videos.
Yes, absolutely, Crawford, yes. What would you like to say about it?
Well, it's mostly about the football games, really. My uncle played for Glasgow Rangers in the 1980s.
Right, don't mention him. Don't mention him. Just we'll not mention his name though. Just carry on with that.
Okay, no problem. He played for the Glasgow Rangers in the 1980s, and I went to one of those games. I think it was the 1988 season.
Right.
I think Celtic won the title that year.
Right.
And the sectarian singing that I heard was absolutely appalling.
Oh, yeah. Yes, thank you for telling us that, Crawford. So it's nothing new.
Well, from my past experiences, no. But I was a young boy at the time, and I've moved down south to England. I've recently came back up to go to one of these Rangers games with my uncle, he's in his late 80s now.
Yes.
And, he's I won't say who he is, but he is a Hall of Fame member in Rangers, so you get free box passes.
Yes, lovely.
Food, all the stuff. And I think it was the 2-2 game where Kyogo Furuhashi scored a last-minute goal, and I was absolutely shocked at how the fans were reacting.
Yes. I wonder if we could get the clubs to do something about it, like if there's a banner that's rude about the royal family, just stop the game until the banner's removed.
Well, I have to say, on the boundaries of free speech, that maybe should not be allowed. Obviously, as Rangers fans, we put our own banners up talking about the Celtic fans. And speaking from an unbiased point of view, I feel that they should be able to put up whatever banner they want. However, I am still appalled at the way they are going about it.
Yes. So what would you have a solution, Crawford?
Well, I would figure out who the ringleader is for said banners, and I would attempt to block them from the stadium of the rival fan.
Right. So they can't go to the games. They'll have to go onto their iPad at home and watch it there.
Precisely. They would be able to still go to their home games, but in the event of a rivalry game, say Celtic fan going to Ibrox or a Rangers fan going to Celtic Park,
ban them from the opposite ground.
Ban them from the opposite ground. Yes.
Wow,
if they figure out who it is, but at the same token, it's a stadium of 60,000 people. You're not exactly going to get to be able to pinpoint who exactly it is.
Absolutely. Isn't it interesting? 60,000 people. Now, I've had hundreds of thousands watching the videos this week.
The anti-monarchy and all that?
Well, no, just Scottie McCLUE's videos on social media. And we've had hundreds of thousands watching. And it's just interesting that, this is so much bigger than a Rangers Celtic game right now.
Well, I think there will be a lot more viewers online as well. But yes, I certainly think that your viewership has increased a lot since the whole coronation and monarchy row. But yes, I'm all for the monarchy, me personally. Obviously, my uncle and my grandfather, we know they are pretty low down in the line of succession, but we do actually know a member of the royal family, and he, to be fair, he finds it quite funny over anti-monarchists.
Oh, well, interesting stuff. What do you think of my idea that we ask the king if he could have Royal Celtic and Royal Rangers?
Well, personally, I think it would cause a lot of riots across the city of Glasgow and even the whole of Scotland as a whole.
But it would put them on an equal footing, wouldn't it, if you were...
Not so much.
Not so much.
I wouldn't like that.
No, Crawford, your call has been an absolute gem. Thank you so much. Lovely to hear you, and take great care.
Lovely to hear from you too. Thank you.
Bless you, sir. Dinky-Doo.
Bless you. Dinky-Doo to you as well.
Dinky-Doo to you, sir. What a great call. My goodness me. Guys, the caliber of the calls now. Come on. User 696 says, dude, you're funny. I'm hooked. Shout out to Amy. Tell us where you're watching from, guys. God save the king, Scotty, says our wonderful... Can't quite see that one. It's a row of dots. So there you are, the Royal Artillery. It's going to happen. There we go. Who's up for a box in Glasgow? There we go. Stolen. Paid for most of it, says Lead. Alex is a wee bit rude about the monarchy there. We'll not be reading that out. Guys, follow us as soon as you can. The goat is back, says Shan. Crawford sounds like King Charlie's best buddy. Well, he might be. He said he knows a member of the royal family. So you never know, I say to you. Guys, can everybody get following as soon as you can? There we are. Somebody wondered if that was Boris Johnson talking on the phone. Who knows? My goodness me. McClue has many mentions. The bigoted divide shames all of Scotland, says ASR. ASR, you talk so much sense. Speak special speech. We are all in an open prison. Fact. Not everyone wants your speech, says Lade. Lade, don't be ridiculous. Down with the crown, says Simi. And they're going against Prince Andrew. I don't know why they're going against Prince Andrew, because there's never been any evidence. This is the most English guy I've ever heard speaking to the most Scottish guy I've ever heard. Damien, isn't that fantastic? He's my king. Hundreds of thousands. We can see how many views you get. You can. And it's the last time I looked, 150 million had watched Scottie McClue's TikTok videos alone. Is that not something else, guys? I say to you. Now then, what do we got here? Hello, Pizza Games, is Negan. Tuesday morning, The Walking Alive. Somebody's made a brilliant video, guys. Can you all subscribe if you're watching on the YouTube? Where were you last week, says Neil. Neil, last week was the coronation. So I was at a coronation do with very, very distinguished people. Fantastic. And 2 dogs. 2 lovely Springer Spaniels joined us. Scotty, what's your favourite part of Wales? Well, I tend to be mainly North Wales, and I absolutely loved it. So I would say we're talking Mold and Rill, Conway Castle. So a bit of a, and then of course out to where the Prince of Wales was crowned as Prince of Wales, to Carnarvon. Yes, called Carnarvon. There we are. So that's what's going on there. There's Dirk McGirt not understanding, you know what I mean? Is the speaker for the Northwest. Go check his speech. He did it years ago. Yo, Royal Celtic. They'd cry. So there we are. User doesn't like the king. He says, I'd rather you, my king. Isn't that beautiful? Guys, get following. I need a couple of 100 followers right now. Just still do radio. Annette, we haven't done radio for about 2.5 years. But still I would look at it. But this is huge. This is huge. Scotty, it's great you're on. It's like a day out of summer of 76, says Thomas. I thank you, Thomas. Scotty, what's your favourite part of Wales? Well, we've done that one. Now, what do we got? Lots of different things here, guys. Just trying to see. You should go down to Llandaff Cathedral in South Wales, Scotty. Ah, yes, Yaki da. I'll do that. It's beautiful. I would think so. All of Wales is beautiful. I love my Welsh choirs. Good afternoon, Scottie McClue. Adam, if you're saying good afternoon, where are you? We need to know. This is wonderful. To support the royal family, did you watch the coronation? I did. I watched the coronation, and I think everyone who's sensible supports the royal family because the royal family are the curators and custodians of the crown, and we all support the crown. See, independence for Scotland, you could split the parliaments, but you wouldn't split the crown, at least not yet. So there you have it. Are the phones off? No, Kareem, the phones are on. I love you, Scotty. I thank you very much. You're very kind. Glasgow Rangers Football Club beat Celtic Football Club at Soccer the Day by 0 goals to 3 for the Rangers. Whoa, did the singing die down a bit over at the Celtic end then? Were they not quite so full of empty bravado? I'm up for a box, says Sean. Sean, you'll not get into the director's box unless you're invited. God save the King, Scotty, says Gary. I thank you, Gary. Guys, feel free to give us a call. 0141 628 9795. Scotty, what do you make of Celtic wanting a guard of honour when they can't even honour the war dead? Yes, very strange. I think maybe the Celtic supporters are just needing a proper education. They need to know that the monarchy is Celtic and started in Ireland. They need to know that we've had many, many, many Roman Catholic monarchs. They need to know that not to bite the hand that feeds them. And I think it's just education. And this is why Scottie McClue is big on telling them. Yes, very important. So I would say everybody should listen to Scottie McClue. There we are. Crawford was steaming. No, I think he was streaming. There we go. Now then, what have we got here? The SNP are on the road out, hopefully. Why would they be on the road out? Apparently they're higher than ever. You know, that's what I'm getting. So see what you think, guys. Tell us what is what. I say to you. Scottie is the GOAT. God save the King, says UK 196. Mate, your Wi-Fi is superb. I thank you. Justice for Diana. Now, what does that mean? I've noticed a couple of people, particularly at this time of the coronation, going, justice for Diana. Now, bless Diana. She was a very beautiful spirit, but she's no longer with us. So what's this justice for Diana? Tell us more. Yes, but no Catholic can join the monarchy now, Scottie. No, I'm not dead yet, but that's because they didn't want to be run from Rome, you see? That's the whole thing. That's all that's to do with it. There's no secrets. Guys, if you're watching Scottie right now on TikTok, follow, please. Tell 10 to tell 10. Share. Can everybody get their phone and go tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap? And then we'll get the likes up as well. No Celtic supporters allowed into Ibrox. How petty is that? Neil, what do you mean? Celtic supporters go to Ibrox all the time. Yes. Scottie, the line's closed. No, Kareem. It was great chatting, Scottie. Tom, always good chatting to you, sir, from the north of Ireland. Ooh, that's lush. Absolutely gorgeous. Kareen's asking about the phones. What's happening? Well, wait till we see. There's the phones on, guys. So if I were you, I'd give us a wee call. As far as we can see, all is well. I don't think there's a problem with the phones, no? There we are. Did you hear that? That means the phones are on, so just a question of calling the number. Give us a wee Belfast impression, Scottie, says Tom. Tom, I was in Belfast. I went into a pub, right? What about you there, wee man, eh? And yourself, yes. And I went into the pub and I said to them, do you serve shorts? She said, we serve all the big companies round here. Is that any good? I don't know what you think, Tom. Was that any good? Is that a good Belfast accent? Now, if they don't know, says Neil, they don't what? Tell us more about this, Neil. How very, very strange. What are we talking about? Now then, Scottie, do you still like the SNP? Well, I'm not political at all, as you well know. So I don't go looking at parties and what have you. The only worry I have about some of the independents crowd is that they're anti the crown. And that's the rock they will perish on. If you read the history, I mean, I could tell you every single blade of grass about the SNP from 1932. So I could tell you all that. And they've gone through divisive stuff. You had the Scottish Covenant, John McCormick, Neil McCormick's father, Glasgow lawyer, Willie McRae, and then you've had Margot MacDonald. Margot, I knew Margot. I took over from Margot at Scott FM. Fabulous broadcaster, a great lady. Who else did we have that was very big? The first Winnie Ewing, SNP, Alec Salmond. All great people. Who else? Alex Neil, and the wonderful chap that's just taken over. He's from Argyll. Anyway, I can remember a good whack of SNP history, but they can be their own worst enemy in that they're anti the crown. And they all have to swear an oath of allegiance to the monarch anyway. So it's a bit of a nonsense, you see. And talk of a republic is a switch off. You lose. You see, if the SNP are serious about independence, you want to try and bring the 2014 Unionist vote, who might come over because of Brexit, but not if you're going to do away with the monarchy. I mean, eventually we might even look at, could the crown be re-split if you've split the parliaments? You know, but that's well down the road, and it's still going to be the crown, and you'd have the Scottish crown back. Nemo me impugn lacessit. Wardor meadow we me. Scotty, please shout out my friend JC. He always says dinky-doo, and it makes his day as well. God save the king. So there we are. The SNP are corrupt, says Annette. No, Annette, there's something that we don't know going on, but that doesn't mean anything about corrupt. You know, don't be sort of putting words in people's mouths. You know, they may be being so busy they might have missed out one or two things. So what have we got? Alcoholic Goldfish says you're going to be cancelled, so we'll just cancel Alcoholic Goldfish right now. Alcoholic Goldfish, I cancel you. Block. Confirm. Gone. Right, that's the last you'll hear of him. They're not working. Listen to people on YouTube about the phones. Sort it. Come on. Well, the phones seem to be fine. What's wrong with them? You know, I can't dial because I'm actually on my phone. And it worked fine. I mean, we had Kareem on and all was well. I tell you. Let me just see if we can do a wee bit of, what do you call it? Yeah, everything seems to be fine, Davey. I don't quite understand what the problem is. Have people been ringing? Have they been ringing on the phones? All right, so when I tried to phone Scotty, the line wasn't working. What did you get, Robert? There's the wonderful Robert Scrunger. I got through to you on the phone. No bother, Scotty, says Tom. Absolutely, Tom. And so did Kareem. We lost Kareem because his call just faded on us. So I don't know what happened there, but there shouldn't be a problem. And as I say, I can't ring. How are you? It's been a while. The lotus is the national flower of which country? Japan? Have I got that right? Am I right, Robert? I ask you. There we are. Now, what have we got here? The Queen Mother was 100% Scottish. She was, Tucker Dave. Absolutely. So there we go. We love it. You're like a Scottish Fred Dibnah. Well, that's a beautiful compliment because I loved Fred Dibnah. Guys, can you all share the TikTok live? Can you follow me right now up to the top left? Click the plus. Scotty, for Eurovision 2024, Dinky-Doo. Live, Katie and Neil. Neil, how lovely to have you and Katie with us. You've got to earn subscription. Well, we've earned it. User 696. We've had the YouTube channel for 11 years, right? And I've got something like 3,500 subscribers. Now, what is going on? That should be 3 million subscribers. There's 3,000 videos. That's one video per subscriber. What is wrong with people? Get on the YouTube channel and subscribe. Now, you've got to earn subscription. TikTok, 154 million have watched the videos. What are you talking about? You've got to earn. What is your criteria for that? Scotty, I walked into a lamppost today and broke my jaw. Billy, you must be careful. What were you looking at? Or can you not say? Let me on then. No, we can't. How's you tonight, Sir Sandy Black? Fit like Sandy. Who's your doos? There we go. Wonderful stuff. Scotty, a shout out to Marcus. He says, Dinky-Doo a lot. You have to promote yourself, Scotty. I know, I've not been very good at promoting myself over the years. That's the problem. Get following, guys. Good evening from Blackpool, says Bobby. We love this. Thank you. Royalty in the country came from Ireland, just like the Celtic. You're right, magician. The old Celtic kings of Scotland were descended from Ree of Ireland, Ree as in royal. So Celtic should be very, very king-orientated. So there we are. Exactly. Celtic was originally formed as a charity to feed the poor. That's right, Kyle. And the royalty feed the poor. You see? To support the Eurovision taking place in Liverpool in support of Ukraine. Well, what do you do about it if you didn't? I mean, I think the Eurovision should really come from Glasgow, but then I might be a wee bit Glasgow. You know what I mean? I think the phones are broke, Scotty. I'll need to re-establish it. But what do? I don't know how we do that. I'll have to put it back in. Oh, dearie me, folks. Where would I go? How do I reinstall that at this stage? See, I don't want us to... I don't want us to. I'm on the Skype here, and it looks fine. You know? This is what I don't understand. Although, wait a minute. I've got the front page. Welcome, Scotty McClue. #Floatai. So I'm on the welcome page. Does anybody know Skype well enough to tell me what else should I be looking for? Right, I've got the welcome page. There's the settings. That's absolutely fine. I think we're all right. Oh, there's something happened. Wonderful. Somebody called there. So that might have helped it. Try again, folks. And we'll see what's blocking the calls. Right, that's okay. I've got Tom there. Good. What does that do? It's okay. That's my dialing thing. I'm just checking, guys, to see if there's a problem. We'll maybe do a... Why can we not get in? Ah! Right, hold on. Hold on. Uh-huh. Right, that's all fine. Absolutely. Right. Now. Okay. Right, guys, try it now and see what happens. All right? We should be on. Okay? Right. That's enough of that. Now, what we got here? Scotty, I can't get through. Oh, there we are. That's all that. It's anti-monarchy folk using her death as a weapon to poke hatred and blame on the royal family. So this is why we're getting all the Diana things. I get you now. What have we got? She was murdered in a French tunnel, I heard, Scotty. No, she died in a car crash. She didn't have a seatbelt on. Scotty, new to the show. Your thoughts on best places to stay in Scotland? Guys, can somebody try the phones now? Tell me if they're working. We've just done a bit of work on all that. Hear that? That shows they're working. You're live at Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Kieran, how lovely to hear you. Thank you for calling. Wow, brilliant. And we've got it sorted now. I'm quite chuffed with myself, Kieran, because I don't know a lot about it. Well done to you, sir. What can I do for you? Yes, yes. Tell us a wee bit more about that, Kieran. I'm always interested. Welcome, welcome. We like our Celtic fans and our Rangers fans on here. Oh, no, we can't. No, Kieran, we can't criticise any individuals. It's all right. No, we can't do that. Sorry about that. So, we don't mention individuals, but you could talk in general about some of the sectarian songs, Uh-huh. Now, why is there an anti-monarchy culture? Yeah, but this is in Ireland and all that. I see exactly where you're coming from with criticising politics in Ireland over the last, couple of 100 years. But what's that got to do with a Glasgow football team? Right. All right. No, listen, it is in Ireland, but it's now in Northern Ireland, but it's definitely Ireland. Right. But still, I accept that, Kieran, but I still don't know what's this got to do with a Glasgow football team. You see what I'm saying? If out of Ireland and come over here, then I would be wanting to be respectful to the country that had made me and saved me and fed me, I wouldn't be shocked at their king. Clearing, almost every country's done that. I mean, we had the Highland clearances in Scotland, but we don't shout, the clearances, the clearances. We don't do that at a football match. We Yes, we you're not supporting English. The crown is Scottish. From 1603, the crown is Scottish. Scotland took over the crown. So when the Celtic boys are singing against the crown, they're slagging the Scots. Yes, they are. They're singing Scots. No, listen, hail. Listen, you're in Scotland. That's what I'm saying. You need to be respectful to the Scots and to the Scottish crown. I believe under the crown. No. Right. So I can back you up there, but under the crown, because that's what we've always had. Oh, I don't think we could go. I think, but the trouble is, see, Kieran, if they have a republic, they'll lose all the votes. Well, of course you need votes about how you get have independence. I'm saying, of course you need votes. Otherwise, how are you going to have independence? Good. Kieran, I might not agree with everything you said, but I love your passion and I love the way you've put it. Yes, I think that's fantastic, and I think that you've been an excellent call to the show tonight. Good for you. You're very good at it, and dinky-doo, sir. Hail, hail, 1967. Absolutely. The lion. Yes, a big jock. Good evening, everybody. The phones are hanging up themselves when I tried to call. Well, we've just got them on. Good evening, good Sir Scotty. Gideon, how lovely to have you with us, sir. And dinky-doo. What happened to Princess Diana? She died in a road accident. They were going too fast. Hate the Tories, mum the Jers. So that, well, no, I don't think anybody likes the Tories, but they voted them in, and when they vote these Tories out, they'll vote in a sort of red Tory setup. Now, Scottish MPs refuse to pledge allegiance to the Crown. Kyle, they can't refuse to pledge allegiance to the Crown, or they can't be members of Parliament. Do you see what I mean? The First Minister has to pledge allegiance to the Crown. That's the way it goes. Absolutely. So you can't have any of that. Down with the Crown, ridiculous nonsense. We must be mad, literally mad, to allow Scotland to ent. Pardon me, I don't know what you mean by that. Scottish shout out to Marcos. Why should a club founded by an Irish priest wear a poppy after everything the British have done? Well, yes, you've got to look, though, Kyle, at all the battles on the land of Ireland itself. The Irish fought each other terribly. Like the Scots, that's one of the reasons they were impoverished. Do you know what I mean? Now, here we got freedom or slave heart. There we are. Dinky-doo, I say to you. I do, Zed. Yes, how lovely to hear from you. Fantastic. Dinky-doo. Scotty, I bride spaghetti this afternoon. It went up like petrol, says Gideon. Gideon, I thought you told me not to do pasta on the braai. Guys, are the lines back working now, I think? Dinky-doo. I do indeed, Zed. Yes, fantastic. Yes, I do. That's wonderful. Do you remember? Yes, I do. Yes. Now, what have we got here? Hola, hola, Celtic. There you go. You're live on Scottish Funnin'. Who's that?
Oh.
Bunkum. Bunkum. Yes, Bunkum. Right, Bunkum. Right, how interesting. A conservative who doesn't support the monarchy. Why not Bunkum? Right. So do you think that we should have absolute parliament and not have a monarchy? Now, who controls the parliament? Right. You're not entirely saying no, thank you. Now, is this not a bit of a Tory ploy to squeeze unpopular legislation out the back door? Right. So you think the party that's in power are the ultimate power in the country and they can't be dismissed or thrown out? Right. Because, I mean, the king, could actually, he could freeze parliament. So since World War II, so you didn't think Her Majesty the Queen was an excellent monarch? Right. I shall put this to the nation, Bunkum, and see what they say. We like to hear your opinions, and Dinky-Doo, sir. Dinky-Doo to you. Gosh, we're getting quality calls tonight, guys. I tell you, there's somebody that is a staunch conservative and thinks we can do without the crown. What about that? Now, who else have we got here? Hola, hi from Cornwall. There's the wonderful Paul Glover. We always like to hear from Paul. Excellent stuff like that. Now, let me see what's happening here. We had to go and do the old, the full Skype thing, and I just need to see what's happening here. Do you believe any conspiracy theories at all, Scotty? Says, am I dead yet? Well, there's a lot of them about, but what's interesting, what we used to poo-poo as conspiracy theories are actually coming true and proving to be true. So, yes, there's conspiracy out there, but there's also some dirty tricks been going on, I say to you. We can't hear the calls, says Susan. Seems like interesting callers. Pity we can't hear the callers. Neil, how interesting. Sound good on the calls. Right. We'll see. Sound good calls, says Gremlins tonight. Seem like interesting calls. We can't hear the callers. We had this before. Now, I find this very, very strange. So I think what we'll have to do, I don't think we can do it live now because we've only got a minute or two. But I'm going to have to look at that this week, guys. I do apologize because I've had some great calls. Maybe the hamsters turning the wheel are dehydrated. Do you visit the port often? Port Glasgow. We love Port Glasgow. It's been very badly treated by successive Westminster governments. And I would like to see Port Glasgow booming again. And I would like to see Greenock as the financial capital of the world. It's the new Hong Kong. And there we are. Good night, sleep well, Scotty, and thank you, Susan and Dinky-Doo. A lot of things that sound bizarre end up becoming true. They do indeed. Guys, I'm so sorry you haven't heard the calls tonight because they really have been outstanding. Caden says, Scotty, you have the voice of an angel. You're very, very kind. Guys, I want you to look at all the TikTok videos. Fantastic. And all the YouTube videos. Do you go to put Glasgow off as often as I can? Thoughts on Donald Trump? I think Donald Trump will end up saving us all. I think he'll get back into power, and I think he'll chase the baddies, the evil. Dominic has given me beautiful heart sneeze. I thank you for that, guys. Very kind of you. Diana's driver was drunk, Scotty. Yes, indeed. Scotty, what's the largest predator in the world? The largest predator. A predator. The largest predator is not still the lion. You know, that's an interesting one. What angel? There are St. Nick. Am I dead yet? Only kidding, naughty boy. Sperm whales, says Mr. Martin. Right, Mr. Martin. How interesting. Guys, I need another 50 followers. Thank you for contributing to the live goal. You'll see up there, we never ask for anything on here, but we've got a little red rose, and that's a live goal on the TikTok, and we've got 6 beautiful red roses. So if anybody's feeling flush and could send us a red rose, that would be great. What do I do with this blooming phone setup here, guys? We need to get back into it and see what we can do. You should be able to hear the callers. I don't understand. Maybe I have to reinstall the whole thing again, which takes a while, so I can't do it now. I do apologize. Thank you for following up the Royal Artillery, says Later Plus. Thank you, Later Plus, up the Royal Artillery. What's the king done for you? Provided stability and security. Peace and prosperity. There we are. It's Catholics that involve the Republican Army, says wee Scooter. Is it, Scooter? Wow. Nothing gets past you. There we have it. So are there not any Protestants in the Republican Army? The Republican Army should be totally defunct by now. Gales United. Scottish and Irish men unite. Wow. There's a UKIP fanboy. What about that? Not many of them. A great chat here, guys. What do you think of Stirling? A great town, Ross. I set up the radio station there 34 years ago. What about that? I ask you. Now, there we go. I made the hamster comment 15 minutes ago. God save our noble king. There we go. Just get rid of Max. Sorry, guys. Dealing 1 or 2 wee trolls as well. We've just got to get rid of. Never a dull moment. If anybody comes on and mentions dodgy characters, I'm just going to dump them. That's it. He's away. We'll not be hearing from him again. You get peace, the king gets the oil. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a bit of a divvy up coming, guys. The smallest predator in the world. I don't know that. Smallest predator. Well, a mouse isn't really a predator. So what? An ant? An ant? There we are. Greetings from Rising Sun, Maryland, in the USA. Big guy, how beautiful. Can we talk, says Gerard. Always, Gerard. God save the king, says Davy. Fantastic. Guys, gonna have to go. Love you lots. Ta-ra-las. There we are. Now then, here's our beautiful people on here. We're going to have to go. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been brilliant. Lots of love. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. One more. Ba-ba.